Championships Grand Finals is going to be brought to you by myself, OD Pixel Fogged, and as everything this year, we're stepping it up, we're making it bigger and better. We've got Ben Wu here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into Game 1 of OG versus PSG LGD. And lads, we couldn't have hoped for a more perfect draft from both lineups. We've got the Somnus Storm Spirit on one side, and then on the other side, we have OG doing it in their own style. This sort of style, this draft style that we're seeing no one else do here at this international, but it's been working out for them.
I'm just happy we have some nice late-game drafts that could potentially play out, right? We've got the Storm Spirit on Somnus that can go super late. We've got the Spectre as well. Really looking forward to it. And also the team fights coming into play. OG has drafted a massive team fight lineup.
Man, yesterday's series was one of the most exciting series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of TIs. You know, last time O and I casted, it was when OG won the major.
It was back at the Boston Major. Everyone remembers OG versus Adfin. And let's hope we get some games on a similar caliber, and I'm sure we will from what we've seen on the series running up to this one.
And I've heard a lot of things about his Monkey King. Let's see how it stacks up versus these other cores.
So Ben, you've been watching a lot of Dota lately?
Yes.
Caught up?
Especially TI.
Yeah? How about with this, what do you think of this Seb tree in off lane?
There's a lot of heroes that I've seen Seb play. I actually expect more Enigma or Magnus, but his Treant Protector is, I'm not sure how I feel about it, honestly.
What do you think? What is it about the Treant, do you think, that Seb sort of sees in it as a hero that other teams aren't really at the moment?
He plays it a lot of just lane pressure. I think the last time we saw him play, he didn't go the Nature's guys. He actually goes for just having the Leech Seed as well as the Living Armor to help his lanes. And Jerax. Just not quite there.
Not going to get it this time, but a good shot there for Jerax. Didn't want to try and lane down the Fisher just in case they were on it and had the micro ready.
So right off the bat, we see LGD. They want to be able to dodge and adjust away from OG's lane. So they want to protect their Bloodseeker in particular, and also have him against that Spectre and away from the Treant Protector. Same thing in that mid lane. They don't want the Monkey King versus Storm matchup, so they're putting Chalice there, which is a much better matchup, and he can do great versus that Monkey King.
It'll be interesting to see how well Thompson plays it. As you could imagine, this hero that we know, he plays in all his pubs. He's been bringing it out here time and time again at the International. You can imagine he's probably played his fair share of matchups, so he should be used to the Enchantress, and we'll see how well he can do here, as he has had some incredible games recently on the last couple of days here at the International.
Yeah, Monkey King's not the most super popular in the mid lane, but for Thompson, you know, he plays all those weird ones, and he plays them just to the point where you can pick it despite it not being top tier.
Yeah. Hero that we have not seen win a whole lot, though, right, Owen? I think me and you saw at least 2 or 3 that did not have a good game.
It feels it's one of those heroes that can absolutely sort of crush the mid game, get this insane amount of kills, and indeed they're going for the kill. He's blocked in by Jerax's Fisher. Somnus trying to lay down the remnants. Seb's got to be careful. Has to step away to make sure he doesn't get caught out by the Storm.
Pretty scary lane for OG up here. The Earthshaker as well as Treant, just these 2 melee heroes versus Elder Titan and Storm. They love playing versus melees. If you get into range, you just can get stomped up, and also, of course, that static remnant damage.
The Treant Protector might force these cores on LGD to go something different, though. The Root against the Enchantress and the Storm Spirit, you don't really want to build a Yules or any sort of Dispel, but you might have to versus double Root.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've seen Kaya, like Somnus, I'm pretty sure I've seen him do the Kaya into Yules build from time to time, but it's pretty rare. It depends on really that matchup.
Yeah, I know the panel was talking about him rushing an early Orchid, but it might be very dangerous doing that versus the tree.
Yeah.
We can certainly expect to see it sort of play out a little differently, as we say, being in the safe lane rather than the mid lane. Something that we have seen a few of the Chinese teams start to do this, TI.
I really like Sin's point that he was bringing up on the panel, how he was saying, like, you look at OG's draft, and it's a lot about just that wombo combo. If LGD are able to disengage once they get to that point, I think it's going to be really important for them in the mid game. It's like if they throw all their ultis out and LGD just walks out of it, then all of, like, majority of OG's damage is kind of committed forward there.
Do you think a lot of pressure's on this Elder Titan to break up that team fight combo that OG has?
Yeah, definitely. Because they also have some good combo synergy that can come out, too. If they do live that, they have like this damage that can just build up more and more. Because Storm Spirit, if you don't get caught in that initial combo, you can take out all these heroes. You're relying so much on the Earthshaker as well as Treant Protector controlling that Storm.
Well, so far, looking at all the lanes, no one really falling behind. Seb's at the bottom of the CS, but still the big one, certainly that mid lane. As we were saying, you'd expect the Ents to maybe come out on top, but I think this is just Thompson showing us how well he can play the Monkey King in a variety of matchups, as he's leading the CS by quite a bit at the moment in that 1v1 mid.
Yeah. Haven't seen how much he's spent on salves yet, though, but certainly getting harassed much more than Chalices.
It's fairly even in net worth, yeah, so he has been bringing out a couple extras, but he's also getting benefited from the living armor. So like we were saying, Seb on this Treant Protector doesn't go to Nature's guys, he helps his lane. While top, the stomp connects.
They've got the setup, they've got the remnants down, and LGD looking for first blood, they'll find it. FY cleans it up. I'll turn towards Jarrett's, giving him a quick push as he has to back away. Bottom lane at the same time. Ame trying to chase down Big Daddy. He gets the cold embrace off with the use of that mango. Anna starting to punch into Ame, forcing the Bloodseeker back. Nova with the Nova. Can he find it here? Big Daddy No-Tail goes down. Can Anna get the trade? Chasing down the CMX. Nova, is he speeding up? He's running, but the dagger's back up. Anna will find the trade. As he get the 1-for-1 down on the bottom lane. Of course, Anna getting that kill. 17 for 3 at the moment on the Spectre. He's certainly struggling a little bit, but he's still getting a fair bit out of that bottom lane.
He's having to spend extra on regen too. But on both sides there, it's a lot of a spam matchup down in bottom. They have the Wyvern as well versus that CM. So just constant harassment with spells.
Yeah, it's definitely where we're sort of seeing that slight 1k advantage for LGD, as you say. It's the expenditure of the cores of OG on that early regen.
So do you need to build any items on the Enchantress to deal with the crit from the Monkey King? Like, she doesn't have that much armor, and that Jingu is going to hurt her really bad. I've seen a lot of Enchantresses get almost 2-shot by Monkey Kings if they're able to build up the stacks.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Killa gives you a tiny little bit, but I think maybe we could see something adjusted, maybe like a medallion, maybe some casual just armor item like that.
I feel like sometimes when we've seen that matchup, like down the line, obviously in the later stages of the game, we can expect like an Eon Disc to come out in the Enchantress, perhaps. Maybe even on a few of these heroes to sort of help protect them against that huge physical burst that Thompson's going to have later on.
I think one of the important things for an Enchantress is, I mean, it's an item that you tend to get a lot in the Ench, but versus Monkey King, it's like the best, the Hurricane Pike, because you can actually mess with his interaction with his ulti a lot and just keep that distance away. So it might be some type of item rush like that just to keep that distance.
You see top lane Somnus, 29 for 5 at the moment against Seb's 17 for 5. So definitely the lane where we're seeing the biggest difference between both sides. As they're keeping a good hold of it up top, PSG LGD.
They have so much freedom in this because they have their CM aura, so constantly able to spam the scan.
The courier gank coming in as Thompson ready to strike, but Somnus and FY, as you say, they're backing up. They're keeping it safe behind the tier 1 tower. No-Tail will show himself mid as he comes in to sap up some of the XP and help with the D-push. The Chalice is getting a fair bit of damage onto this tier 1 mid.
They're swapping up the lanes. They want to have that Monkey King versus Storm before he hits 6. And Thompson is actually saving skill points, which is kind of cool on the Monkey King. 2-0-2. Will choose what he needs to commit forward afterwards. It's bottom.
Ame's just diving in. And he gets away with it as Anna was all on his lonesome there. No support backup there at the moment, of course, with the movements from OG supports to other lanes.
LGD just one step ahead, though. They had that scan. They knew where the Monkey King was going, and then they had a TP, the Wyvern mid, and as soon as they saw that happening, took advantage of it on Ana bottom.
I don't think they can leave Ana alone like that almost ever.
Yeah. I mean, really versus any of the heroes that decides to lane up, unless it's some weak support, but one of the dangers of first phasing a spec.
Yeah. Definitely going to get punished in that lane phase.
FY could go on FY. They've got the Fisher out. Anna and Thompson closing in on him as FY will try and gets a fair bit of damage out onto Jerax, but not enough to bring him down with it. As FY will fall. Still overall, PSG LGD just having that sort of lane control across the map that little bit stronger as they lead 2k mid lane. Sure, Seb's trying his best to keep this tower alive, but each siege is going lower and lower. Top lane, Thompson gets in, is able to punish something. Gets the burst out of the Storm Spirit. We had the rupture onto Anna. Anna getting himself away from the tower, but Ame is there ready to chase down and will find Anna in return.
Great read by Ame. He already knew that Spectre had TP top to deal with this.
Wow. That sort of movement from the middle lane to the top lane from Thompson, sure, it did find the kill on Somnus at the end of the day, but it's really opened up that middle for Chalice, as we're seeing as Thompson. He has got the Jingu Mastery stacked up, jumps down, the Fisher's there. He's got the lifesteal, but it's not enough. Ame with the Blood Right bursts down Thompson before he can lifesteal back up to health.
They're trying so hard to keep this mid tower alive. They just keep rotating heroes in to make sure that they can keep the living armor going on it, but Chalice really trying to press the issue.
Yeah, Seb isn't high enough level despite being the offlaner to really keep this tower alive. He did actually go for the 3rd point in living armor, but Enchantress is going to sit there, try and get those wagons up what you can with that Blightstone. Still pretty healthy, though.
As long as they can keep these towers alive, they can certainly play into sort of the hands of the late game Spectre that they do and with Anna. We've seen it time and time before here from OG on the main stage. In games, even where they get fairly far behind in the mid game, as long as they can keep the game going, there's a high chance that the Spectre's going to be able to do some incredible things in the team fights.
There's smoke from Wyvern trying to get some wards out, but don't know if he's going to get it broken.
Not spotted, but smoke broken. So the one thing I look at LGD's draft, if we do get to those later stages, they do have good amp damage application. FY caught very deep in there.
X-Nova's going to come across and look to help out. He's got the Frostbite holding back Thompson as FY still backs off. Jerax comes in with a TP. Thompson decides to turn towards Chalice, but the untouchable means he can't go for it. He goes straight for the TP out. He's actually going to hold his place here as he can't get away. They catch out Thompson. Back towards the mid lane. Ana with the Haunt joining in, looking towards Ame, but Ame, he's too fast with how low OG's members are. Seb getting beaten down by Chalice and X-Nova. PSG LGD take a second. Ana, can he find anything in return? He's got to be careful. The damage from the impetus for Chalice adding up. He's still got that clarity ticking as well, so he's going to have extra mana if needed for that extra bit of damage. As Ana tries to run away, but the clarity, it didn't get cancelled. He had the mana regen to get those last few impetus out.
Thirst. What an ability. Giving you vision on that tree line there because that Spectre gets low.
And you can see them, they're still trying to fog them, but it's not doing them any good at this point. This game's going a little bit too fast, I would say, for OG's pace. They want more time for the Spectre and the Monkey King to get items, and the Tree to just kind of hold off their T1s. At the very least, this T1 is still up for OG. So they are losing heroes, but not their T1s.
Yeah, I mean, this Bloodseeker and Enchantress are getting away with way too much right now. The Storm, sure, getting shut down a little bit, but those other two are a big problem right now for OG. How are we doing on levels? So we do have a couple level 6s coming online. Pretty much almost all of OG except for Jerax, while on the side of LGD, they do have two level 5s on their support still. We're going to see for those rotations coming out with all those ults. As Seb will be going for the Meteor Hammer build.
Oh, mate. Looking to set up onto Seb. Leads in with the Rupture. Seb. Into the trees he goes. Still pretty high on health for the moment. FY gets the Echo Stomp out. The ult from Seb being used to hold back Ame temporarily. And this is buying time for the rest of OG's coming. They have No Tail from the side. Chalice with the Impetus trying to finish off Seb. The Winter's Curse will hold back the two of them. So No Tail makes sure that Seb can get back to safety. You get away from this reaction from LGD.
That's two full defensive ultis used by OG, though, to protect themselves. Is tough. The pressure on Ana.
The wraparound from X-Nova. He's got the Frostbite onto Ana. Can Somnus offer up the damage? He's bottle charging up, so he has that extra bit of mana for that extra bit of burst. And Somnus, just enough fuel in the tank to take down Ana. Again, Ana sort of being caught out in these situations where OG supports her elsewhere. And bottom lane FY goes with the stomp, but Ame's backing off. He knows Jerax is in. Jerax leading him with the Fisher. Thompson looking to chase him up with the Primal Spring. He's got the Boundless Strike down. Is it enough control to allow the rest of the team to come through? Bloodbright from Ame trying to push OG away from chasing for the kill, and he'll be successful as OG back off. Ame will stay safe.
LGD is heavily outmaneuvering OG right now. They're splitting them up all over the place. They're making plays on each of the lanes, so it's forcing OG to react, and then it's making Ana very weak in this laning phase, unable to really find a place for him to actually catch back up.
I do think No Tail has been doing a really good job of being in the right place at the right time to stall these pushes, make sure the T1s don't take that much damage. Yeah, they're still giving him a few kills down there, but I think it could be a lot worse if he were just a few seconds later to each of these engagements.
Just a bit of a Rassy onto Chalice, unlikely. But between the two of these heroes, they have the damage to bring him down at the moment, especially with X-Nova around. Jerax has got to be careful. Takes a bit of heavy damage there from the Impetus. Does also have Seb in the tree line. They're going to try and set up, but they're walking with the Echo Slam. Do they have the burst? Ana comes in with the Spectral Dagger. Is it enough, though? Chalice, he's got the Untouchable. He's going to survive. He's still alive for now. Chalice, he's running. X-Nova with the Summon. Seb, he's in with the ult. They get the kill. X-Nova's ult's going to be cancelled straight away by Jerax with the Fisher. X-Nova tries to TP out, but OG, they'll set up for the double kill. They get the kills in the middle lane.
And Thompson gets a kill down bottom on the Elder Titan.
And that lead that LGD had, it's been knocked down by a couple of thousand here. Just a 3K advantage for PSG LGD now after that fight.
Chalice feeling himself just a little bit too much there, right? Just walking into the tower.
It looked like he was going to get away.
I mean, they did commit pretty heavily for that kill, but definitely worth it at this point.
Look at that money. Somnus cleaning up a hefty stack here that's going to give him a big jump towards that Kaya.
They've been using that stack actually with FY, you know, the Elder Titan that we talk about so much. That's how you really enable that hero in the laning phase, to stack up that hard camp, use it for your spirit, and then they have the Storm to farm it.
Thompson's been doing a pretty good job of keeping it in network too, because he's kind of the one that has to run around and make a little bit of space for the Spectre so he can haunt and get some kills, but he's still number 2.
He's very close to having the full Echo Saber done, so he's going to almost be sort of guaranteed to get up the Jingu Mastery stacks in each of the fights and get that burst heal off with the Boundless Strike. But
I think
that's
just like the best build that you can go now in the Monkey King. So you can just get involved all the time. All the other builds we've seen, like the Battle Fury, it's very slow. And I mean, that's not the meta at the moment.
Especially when you have a Spectre.
Yeah, especially with that.
So they can chill for a little bit, wait for their ultimates to come up. I would say OG are way more ultimate based, so you know you want to fight in those 2-minute rotations and just use Winter Wyvern and your Treant to stall out those T1s until those ultimates are up. And if they don't want to fight, you're okay with farming because I think you have the better late game right now.
It's tier 1 mid, pretty much back up to full. The power of the Treant Protector.
That is, I mean, that was down to like 100 HP at one point from that 5-minute wave from the 5-minute
threw enough bodies.
Yeah.
Worth.
definitely worth it. That tower is, we say, like the most important tower to defend, especially when you're playing with the Spectre lineup, so you could farm your jungle, have access.
See PSG LGD wanting to make a move up here. They'll scan out in the trees. They know that No-Tail's in. But he's one of the trickier kills to get with the Arctic Burn as he does start to retreat. Nova looking to come across, but he's already back by the tier 2 tower. No-Tail will be fine as PSG LGD desperate to sort of make a play around here as they have those 3 observer wards down. And do see him actually as No-Tail sort of comes back in actually as the Arctic Burn ends. They're still very hesitant though. The Winter's Curse out on the side. Jerax, can he set up onto FY? He's got the Enchant Totem. Chalice is coming in though. OG have to be careful as the Impetus start flying out towards the Earthshaker. Jerax taking a lot of damage here. They try with the Earth Splitter, but it won't quite catch him. The heal there from No-Tail with the Cold Embrace, keeping Jerax safe as well.
They're just trying to stall these towers as long as possible. But on a bottom.
Oh, Somnus with the zip in, they find him. Burst down the Spectre before he's able to TP away. At the same time, OG want to make a play down top. They know that they went for the play down bottom PSG LGD, so OG want to punish this. They jump forward, Boundless Strike, Echo Slam on top of the Enchantress, but Chalice's healing is not enough. The Wukong's command finishes it. He can't out-heal that amount of damage. Arme has turned up to the fight. On the side, Thompson cleans up a second. Double kill for the Monkey King as he finds X-Nova on the Crystal Maiden.
They have surprisingly good catch on the side of OG. I wasn't able to expect them to get that many kills, but they're really good at setting up with the Wukong's command.
Long zip.
Awesomeness. In he goes onto Jerax. The Cold Embrace there from No-Tail though. Thompson with the Boundless Strike holding back Somnus. They've got the Enchant Totem. They've got good control for the sleep from FY onto Thompson. Stops him from getting the Jingle Mastery. Tags up Somnus to the side. Looks to Jerax. The fish is down, but No-Tail sort of blocked him with FY. They're still trying to get the horn. Somnus went too deep. He gets punished. The horn play from Anna, finding one, maybe even more. It's FY. He's been surrounded. The Stomp, sleep onto 2. Seb's coming in as well, though, so FY. He'll have to retreat. PSG LGD can't take this fight for now. Chalice, oh, maybe they can. Chalice has turned up as well on the Enchantress. The Seb ult, holding the 2 of them back. Anna and Jerax backing away. Seb, he's being looked at by Arme and Chalice. He'll go for the TP out in the pit.
He'll be safe.
And they can't cancel this. They get out. PSG LGD still maintaining the lead. They're trying to chase down Anna. And they've got him. X-Nova with the wraparound. They didn't expect the CM to be there, OG.
Where the hell did he come from?
He was actually on a warding expedition and just comes around from the back. All right, they see the line was giant instantly by Jerax. He's like, wait, what the hell is CM doing there?
Perfect position indeed for X-Nova to find himself in. Thompson build-wise going for the Maelstrom next, helping him keep up with the farm that, as we've said earlier, he's already doing a very good job of keeping up with the pace of Somnus and Arme.
So they're unable to kind of kill the Monkey King and the Spectre. They just generally get one or the other in these fights. It looks like Thompson is getting there.
He's trying to get the life steal up. He does get it. Can he find the connection? Somnus is actually out of mana. Thompson walks out of range off the stomp. He's turning to Somnus. One more hit will do it, but he can't quite get in range. FY's there with the block off. As Thompson won't find the kill onto the storm. He may find FY. He's got the Boundless Strike up in 5 seconds. Into the tree he goes. Arme is TPing in. Thompson, he's in.
He's jumping forward.
He's going with the Boundless Strike. The Wukong's the back of the Jerax with the vision. They're onto Arme. Arme's gone. Thompson with the tree play as Jerax is still there looking to do X-Nova. Chalice is coming with the Impetus. Thompson in trouble. He's been silenced. He's been surrounded. Somnus sips in with the Vortex. The Winter's Curse is there. Surely they can't keep Thompson alive. They can't. Thompson will fall. Somnus sipping for more. He's got his eyes on No-Tail. No-Tail trying for the Golden Embrace, but the remnant magical damage is there. PSG LGD get the 2 of them at the end of the day.
They're responding so quickly. They know that OG's draft is just very ulti dependent. They're just keeping the moves going. As soon as those ultis come out, they don't care. They just bring more and more numbers. They know that Ana doesn't want to get involved in too many of these fights. If he doesn't have Haunt up, there's no way he's going to come.
So I think Thompson made way more out of that situation than he could have. Almost kill maybe. And still, he got a core kill at the end of the day.
He did. And they've got the blink on the Earthshaker now, so.
So that sort of combos we saw, that was already pretty impressive with Jerax just being able to offer the lockdown of the Fissure from outside the Wukong's command. Now he can actually get in there, offer that increased amount of chain stun that will allow time for the Wukong's command and Thompson as the Monkey King to get his damage out in the team fights.
My slight concern for OG is that they don't have these 3 cores that are farming, because you see the Train Protector, he's actually almost same net worth as the other Titan. So it's going to be like Jerax who has to really pull it up and just get a little bit more of that gold for his team. They're really dependent on
seen the full strength of their team fight, though. They have the Root and the Wukong's command. If both of those come out when he has some stacks up, it's going to be really nasty for LGD before they get their BKBs.
And they have good ways to set it up, right? They have the Winter's Curse and the Treant ulti, so.
Right now, it's usually 4 of them fighting, 1 of them farming, and then someone else dies and kind of repeat. But sooner or later they're going to have to group up.
Well, they're hunting for Anna. X-Nova goes for the vision. Somnus zips in. The horn will be popped. Anna's out of there. He's jumped over towards the mid lane, but Chalice is there as well as Arme. The rupture, the impetus. A boundless strike comes out, but it won't save him for the blood right. Arme gets the kill on the Spectre. Anna down for 30 seconds. OG still hovering around that mid lane.
Anna's been incredibly good at finding Farm and Spectre throughout this tournament, but this game, LGD are even better at shutting it down.
Yeah.
He's looking for the setup opportunity. As you drum, Echo, Fisher, bam! They get Chalice, he's out of the picture. There's the Blink Dagger reveal from Jax, and he gets a big core kill.
Radiant's top
Chalice has been the punching bag for LGD, but at the same time, Storm, what is he going for? Orchid?
Going for the Orchid after Kaya. Not going for any type of defensive, just going to depend on his teammates to try to really bail him out of the situations, in particular FY, as the panel had mentioned, for that disengage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But yeah,
attack.
I wish I could just count all the ultis that Chalice has eaten already in this game, and it's only not even 20 minutes in.
I'm sure they'll switch off once the other cores get BKB. I'm not sure if maybe he's going to get one next, but I would probably think so with his first 2 offensive items.
He's caught out No-Tail, out in the river, all alone. X-Nova there too, cold embrace by some time, but the ult comes out from X-Nova. Not messing around with No-Tail. There's some ice-on-ice action, brings down the Wyvern.
He's got a Shadow Blade. He seems to know exactly where Thompson is too.
Doesn't have a Quelling Blade.
Oh, he's bought it.
He's bought it now. He bought one. He bought one. He's looking for the right tree. There's Thompson. He's going to go for it. They've got the jump. Jarrett's with the control again. Chalice, the punching bag in trouble as the Wukong's command gets the final hit. The Earth Split is coming out, but Thompson keeps himself to the side. He has been silenced by the blood right Arme. Looking towards him. The rupture down on Thompson as well. Thompson has the living armor. It gives him the chance to turn. Get the Jingle Monster. He stacks up. He hasn't got boundless strike there for 7 seconds. The Fisher from Jerax buying him time. Thompson life stealing up as he hits the creeps. Arme with the Shadow Blade looking for the kill. Saunders, he's in. Thompson's still alive though. The Winter's Curse on his back, and Thompson gets the life steal, but he still goes down. Thompson will fall. Somnus still with man in attack, ready to play around, zips across, gets Jarax as well. Now looks towards No-Tail. He's got enough mana for one more remnant. No-Tail turns with the Splinter Blast and the wrap around for Seb. Looks for the punch on Somnus. Somnus zips back defensively. They've got the sentry down, Frost Nova, the buyback from Jarax, Anna with the chase down Somnus. He's used a lot of his mana, the Fisher, the damage from Anna. He's got the dagger out, he looks to Somnus and he finds it. Somnus is gone. No-Tail burst down by the blood right Jarax and Anna. They're looking for more. X-Nova enchants over Jarax, holds him in place. One more right click will do it and CM falls. Seb goes down as well to Arme. The sleep setup, FY.
Stop.
They've got the combo. The blood breaks out. Anna surrounded, the damage from Arme. The Fisher, but the force.
Chalice.
They get him over, Arme! Still on the chase. Anna, back to the shrine. Now Thompson's back in the game. Arme's got to be careful. Fisher's up. In a second, Jarax jumps in.
The
echo! The control! Anna's in on top of Arme! Arme's gone! Chalice up to the high ground. Anna still wants to chase. He looks towards it. But he will back off for now. As ladies and gentlemen, OG and PSG LGD here in game 1 of the grand finals of Ti8, certainly making it feel like it.
What a buyback from Jerax. Really kind of saving that situation for them, which was looking kind of bad. Buys back, gets himself some big core kills, at least at the end of that one. Getting both that Storm and the Bloodseeker. Although they lost a lot of their support heroes, they kept their Spectre alive, which is the most important, as Anna is now level 14 for his team.
And I forget who was talking about it on the panel, but they're just so good about playing around Thompson, making sure that he gets his Jingu stacks. He's been critically low multiple times, but being able to separate them off with the fissure or just lifesteal off creeps and just making sure he gets those Jingu stacks before he can actually go into the fight.
Or even just with the synergy of with the living armor, it actually makes a big difference. He's able to tank so much with living armor as well as the Wukong command bonus armor.
And it seems like a tough core matchup versus the Bloodseeker. Like the Bloodseeker, you don't really want to fight a Monkey King. You're okay with a Blade Mail, but he has the Jingu lifesteal to deal with that, and then he also just can press his ultimate and not run away, and doesn't have to worry about rupture at all.
And each time saw the backup of the living armor as well from Seb, just giving him so those extra few instances of being attacked to allow him the time to build a lifesteal. Somnus. He's straight in onto Anna. Does he offer the damage on his own to find the kill, though? Anna pretty tanky at the moment, as Anna just turns and Somnus has to zip himself away.
Living armor. Every single time is coming out from Seb.
I mean, it's doing a lot, this Trian. It's keeping OG's cause alive against these sort of little pickoffs. And still, PSG LGD, they may be 6k ahead, but they're still only taking one tower down at the 23-minute mark. Seb's keeping the rest alive.
And Seb's already got his Meteor Hammer finished. He's got his, of course, that ulti's going to be coming out level 2 soon. So he's got the combo. They've got so many combos on OG if they're able to just sandwich it all together.
Yeah, they need the BKBs, but at the same time, they still have to deal with, what, 2 ultimates that go through BKB and the Monkey King ultimate, which is still going to do a ton of damage. So LGD, I mean, yeah, they do have the gold lead, but BKBs don't mean everything here.
Seb down bottom, just continuing to deal with the push by himself. The rest of OG starting to swarm over PSG LGD's half of the map. You have Thompson in the jungle. You've got Ana getting a lot of space up top, putting some pressure, in fact, onto PSG LGD's own tier 1 tower, which is falling very low on this top lane.
And he's got his Manta style. This is such an important pickup in this game, just so he doesn't get killed on those split push. You have to deal with this Frostbite or silences coming out from the Bloodseeker and Storm.
Seb. There's 3 heroes down here at the moment from PSG
Dire's
LGD.
top tower is under
He's
attack.
just spamming every single wave with Meteor Hammer and just keeping that living armor going on those tier 1s.
It's taking a lot of resources from PSG LGD down there,
Radiant's bottom
and they're not
tower
really getting
is
away
under
with what they
attack.
want to achieve. Ideally, they find a kill, but Seb, he's playing very hidden.
Yeah,
They don't seem to have the preparations to catch out the Treant.
Yeah, OG's done just such a miraculous job of keeping these tier 1s alive. It's pretty crazy.
And they're also scared. Like at any time, the Monkey could be in the trees on bottom lane. They could set up with a Spectre Haunt.
Here he
so
goes. He's thinking about popping the Wukong's command top, and he will. Looks towards X-Nova. X-Nova caught in the middle of the ring, and it comes over as well to join in the kill. The 3 of them find one. TPs are coming in. Chalice.
Under attack.
Can he set something up with Arme? The snap. Look at the jump here on the control. Jarek straight in on an Arme. And Arme puts the BKB, but it's too late. Somnus finds Notel on the side. The buyback's going to be there straight away from Notel. Somnus zipping across towards Jarek. The ult out from the CM, but the Meteor Hammer from Seb's coming down. They've got the chain stun onto X-Nova. Anna's still alive for now. They get the double kill. The cold embrace. Keeping Anna alive. The Winter's Curse holding by the attacks off the Chalice and Chargers. So fly. It'll fall. Triple kill for Anna. Anna, can he survive? He gets up to the armor and he's still alive for now. The armor from Seb, keeping the Spectre safe. Thompson will fall though, dives too deep. Anna wants to find Somnus, pops the Manta style, they get the kill. It's an ultra kill for Anna, he's still alive. Chalice, he wants this, but can he actually get it? He's got to back off. Anna will TP out. And the definition there of friendship and team play from OG. These sort of saves from Notel's Wyvern, from Seb on the Treant Protector, it's incredible.
And their preparation too. They already had the sentry down behind the tower. Bloodseeker runs in with that Shadow Blade, gets caught out immediately from that fissure, as well as jump in as from Jarex.
And that was LGD's game plan. They tried to take down bottom with 3 heroes versus 1. They couldn't do that. They tried to take a team fight mid. They weren't able to pop their BKBs out before the Echo Slam. How do you think they should take the next fight to make sure that they retain their lead, albeit small?
Name. He had trouble that last fight getting the BKB off in time with the speed that Jarex pounced upon him.
These saves are just so crazy how
I
good
can't
living
believe
armor
he
can
didn't
be.
go down.
The BKB even went off too, so it ticks down to 9 seconds now, but these saves just back and forth, be it from the cold embraces, even the curse to protect him in some situations. That right there, the overgrowth. Look at Ana. It looks like he's just dead in this situation over and over again.
As you said, the combination, the living armor, saving him for those first few rainbows coming in from Chalice, and then the cold embrace. They just couldn't kill him off. My
Tree's
goodness.
been so annoying for them, though.
Really has been.
And they also just sat on the root, too, for so long. They weren't able to finish him off. They had the Leaf Seed and the Living Armor and the Cold Embrace on top of that, and their Urn. Just so many ways to heal. And LGD, I mean, they kind of need a Spirit Vessel, too.
It really does seem like that.
But I don't know who's going to build it.
I think it's... FY almost has it finished. So I did have the Urn. He does tend to do this from time to time.
I think that might actually be a bigger deal than the BKBs on their side at this point, considering how much these saves are helping out OG in these team fights.
So it looks like PSG LGD will finally be able to find his tier 1 tower down bottom, but OG, they're into the pit, Notel tanking up the Roshan with the Cold Embrace. The Blood Bright will be thrown out by Arme. They suspect something's up. As Jarek's just keeping their eyes focused towards that mid lane, throwing down the Fissure, holding back the creep wave. Roshan's at half health.
They've got Elder Titan. They can keep scouting this over and over again with the Blood Rights too, pushing him back. But
Thompson going
Thompson
to start the fight here. Goes with the bandage strike to Arme. The BKB's out from Arme, though. Gets himself out of the Wukong's command. Anna with a horn finds X-Nova. That's one down, and Arme with this BKB. He's just having to run himself away from the fight. So now Arme is without the BKB. OG can look to head back in the bit. Jarek still with the Echo Slam. Notel still with the Winter's Curse. Seb still with the Overgrowth. They have their team fights still ready to go, OG.
They're killing this so fast because the Manta
A
Death
challenge.
Ana.
Oh, tries for it, but he's not going to get it. Oh, straight in. They get the 2 with the slam. Oh, LGD tried to get in there with Somnus, but Jarex was quick with the jump.
That was an impossible jump. They even had the Meteor Hammer queued up for when it was about to die, so maybe they get the kill, but I don't think they get the Aegis, and they definitely don't get away with their lives.
They have everything. Like, OG still had all their ultis ready.
Yeah.
And Thompson, he's hunting for more. He knows that Arme doesn't have BKB for 20 seconds.
Uh-oh.
He's got the dust, he's got the preparation. Jax is in with the fish, they have the control. The enchant totem, Arme's gone! Not satisfied with just a Roshan. Thompson quick to hunt for more, getting that kill on Arme. Arme's out of the game for a full minute and he has not got buyback.
The teamwork and synergy by OG has been spectacular. It's a show of Thompson and Jarex constantly getting the control over and over again between these two heroes.
Is under attack.
Whew. Who says you need to go late game with Spectre?
29 minutes in. Pressuring the base of LGD.
On his 12, 7, and 8 on this Spectre.
That's a tier 3 tower gone.
Dire's middle tower.
They're onto the barracks. Somnus holding on to his buyback. He'll be back up in 5 seconds. FY trying to set something up. Just find the sleep onto the two of them. The cold embrace can be prematurely put down onto the Monkey King. They have the Earth Splitter out to do it. Somnus zips in. The burst. He just rips the Monkey King apart. Can he find more? No, he's getting changed. Jarex with the control, but he gets back out. Somnus will survive just for now. The jump. They got the impetus down. Jarex in again with the enchant totem X Nova. Very low challenge with the play. Looking for Anna for the cold embrace. Keeping Anna safe with the health. Somnus zips in. He wants Anna with the glimmer cape. Keeping Anna alive. OG just saving one another and getting away with these pushes until now. Arme, he'll come in with the TP. He's looking to hunt down Anna. Anna has the living armor, goes for the TP out. He's going to make it. There's no way that Arme can cancel that as Anna gets out of there. Again, the Witch's Curse of Notel being used to hold back the disablers of LGD. Notel, he will pay with his life, but he did his job. He got Anna out of there.
These living armors. Every time. Just seems to be making such a big difference in every fight.
Dire's middle
And there's
barracks
not
are
enough
under
damage also
attack.
coming off throughout the cold embrace. I thought the impetus would be enough, but with that alone,
The hero creep.
Slowly but surely doing it.
It's not doing...
Actually, he's not doing
That
it. He's
5
doing
health
less
regen.
damage than the regen.
He's doing a little bit more damage in the region, but it's going to take a long time. The creeps will
Dire's
spawn,
middle
and
barracks are
goodbye,
under
hero creep.
attack.
Oh, X-Nova. Looking to get some information as he goes in deep with the Invis rune. OG, they're sending a mid. They've, again, their ults are up. They've got the Wukong's command. They've got the slam. They've got the horn.
4 siege creeps in the mid lane. He's got to run them away.
but that's their best tower push, and they
Yeah.
still haven't done any damage to this T1. It's at full HP.
Oh, this could be really big for the future setups too. OG actually still has a base ward that LGD does not know about.
And they've still got that Aegis on Anna, of course, with that save play being made. They can certainly look to try and push again. 5 seconds until Notel's back in the game on the Winter's Wyvern.
Killing the Spectre is seeming to be almost impossible now for LGD. Once he gets a heart on top of this too, he's got the 500 health talent from level 20. I don't know how they bring this man down. They're going to have to use everything onto the Spectre, and it's going to give so much freedom for Thompson in the fights, as well as Jarex.
Haven't really been feeling the impact of this Bloodseeker dude. He was doing pretty well in the first 10 minutes, especially with the thirst, but I mean, he has BKB and he's still useless. He's number 2 on net worth, but he feels like he's like number 6.
He can't get into the fights, right? Like versus Monkey King, versus the Winter Wyvern, versus the Earthshaker as well. There's just too many things for him to actually deal with on this Bloodseeker.
Somnus steps in, trying to clean out the creeps, but the creeps are going to be able to keep themselves alive for now. They'll jump in. Chopson with the BKB that requested by the Fisher on top of Chalice. Chalice is gone for 70 seconds, and he went full in on the Aghanim's purchase. He does not have money for buyback. Zipping from Somnus, looking to get himself on top of the Spectre. Can he finish up this kill? The Anna, he's going to be kept alive. The Urn Heal, he's fine. The Winter's Curse holding back Somnus. The dagger's out onto Somnus. Somnus has to zip back towards the base. Arme tries to go forward, but Jarex in with the counterplay, jumps in, echoes out. The barrel is strike for Thompson. They take down Arme. Arme buys back with the melee racks. They're already taken down in this middle lane by OG. They've got the FY sleep set up into the blood, right? Anna with the Manta style. He's fine. More than fine as he gets out. Will start to be healed up by that Urn. Still has the Aegis as OG now with a 5k lead and the melee racks up.
And add a heart now to that Aegis.
Oh, yeah.
They do not have enough damage because they haven't built these defensive items. I mean, I guess maybe it hasn't really, but Bloodseeker, there's no way he can kill him. Maybe if he turned that into a Silver Edge, or maybe had a halberd to deal with this Monkey King, but this BKB just actually feels useless in this game. It's but one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, there's just too much control and teamfight on the side of OG, and they're just way too tanky right now for LGD.
Yeah, and if you try and go for pickoffs, you never really know where the tree is, and the Spectre can haunt in, so they're also really scared to go down that route to try and take this victory.
Yeah, they've got it's just so many different forms of initiation on the side of OG that LGD, their initiation is like the Storm has to run in and try to start the fight, and then poor Ame, tries to run with the BKB, but there's this crazy amount of control that goes through it. So maybe with this Manta style, he can try to play around it a little bit better once he finishes this on the Bloodseeker.
Chalice looks like he's eyeing for a Lotus Orb next. Do you like this choice?
Oh, Thompson.
Can reflect a decent amount of spells and also remove the root
Straight
from
in.
himself, but
Finds FY, they pop the ult as well. X-Nova's going to TP in.
That's the gem.
they just got the gem too.
They're buying back on FY. PSG LGD desperately want to try and take this fight somehow. As they know Thompson's Wukong's command is about to wear off. He'll jump himself out to the side. He's back up to the trees. There's the Winter's Curse, holding back the two of the manas in. They're ready to fight this OG despite PSG LGD being the ones buying back into it. Jarek's in with the stun control. They'll burst down Arme. Arme's down for 90 seconds. Chalice is dropping as well as the orb from Anna comes out, splitting LGD apart. Anna into the trees, looks towards FY, steps back to avoid the Echo Storm. Chalice still being chased down by Thompson. One more swipe will do it. They get Chalice, they get FY, and Somnus and X-Nova are just left to try and pull the creep wave away. He'll zip across, but Jarax with the Echo Snap. The Orchid comes out onto the Shaker. They're trying for the return, but the self-fuels keeps Jarax alive. He's safe.
got Fisher.
Trying to run. Fisher, Boundless Strike. Do they have the damage in time? They do! OG! Again and again and again in this game one. Pulling off these incredible plays. And GG is called, ladies and gentlemen. OG taking game one of this best of 5 in the 2018 International Grand Final.